Hey friends, most welcome you all on my YouTube channel EngLIT Zone. Friends, this is the video of English literature and today's topic is all about Anglo-Saxon period and which was started in 450 and it continued till 1066. Friends, earlier I promised you that after the history of English literature, after explaining eras and periods of English literature, I will discuss one by one the particular periods of English literature in details. And in that series, this is the first video of history of English literature and the period which I am discussing here is Anglo-Saxon period. And you will get a brief introduction here in this video and also the literary characteristics of the particular age of Anglo-Saxon period. Most important for your exam prospect and you will get a brief introduction related to the literature, related to the literary creations of that era. So let's begin the topic. Anglo-Saxon period, which was started in 450 and continued till 1066. Friends, Anglo-Saxon was also known as the name of Old English period. And friends, Anglo-Saxon invaded in the current England at the time of 450 and it was the dominant group of the time till the Norman invasion in 1066. And what is Anglo-Saxon, how it came or how it known as Anglo-Saxon? This group consists of three Germanic tribes which is Angles, the Saxons and the Jutes. These three tribes, Germanic tribes, created or dominated the England around the year 450. And one more important thing, friends, the Christian ideals of Christianity was very popular at the time of Anglo-Saxon period. That's why in the poetry or in the literary works of that time, whatever it was at that time, Christianity were very dominating in the works of the writers or the literary figures of that period. And most important genre which was very popular at the time, epic poetry, sermons, Bible translation, legal works, chronicles, riddles. These were very popular genre at the time of the Anglo-Saxon period. And the most important, the poetry, which were very much influenced by the heroic qualities of the Germanic tribes because they were fighters, they have a warlike or heroic spirit in the at the time of that three Germanic tribes, the Angles, Saxons and Jutes. That's why heroic poetry were found at the time of Anglo-Saxon period. And the most important work of that period was Beowulf. Beowulf was the most important and very famous work of the time of the Anglo-Saxon period. And Beowulf achieved the national epic status in Britain at that time. And also Cædmon's hymn, which were also very popular. This was the poem in the 7th century, and it is the oldest surviving written text in English. Which one? The Cædmon's hymn was the oldest surviving written text in English, and Beowulf was very much popular, and it was achieved national epic status in Britain, and but no one knows who has written Beowulf. Anonymous, the poet name is anonymous, and no one knows what was the exactly name of that poet who has written the poem Beowulf. Friends, let's discuss important characteristics of Anglo-Saxon period or literature. The very first is heroic poetry. As we all know that the Germanic tribes were have some heroic quality in them, and they will have a warlike personality, brave personality they had. That's why the poetry of this period also had a heroic quality. And the longest and the one of the important was Beowulf. Beowulf was the most important heroic poem at the time of Anglo-Saxon period. And Anglo-Saxon period also has a chronicles which contain some heroic poems of the time of the Anglo-Saxon. And also in that series, the Battle of Brennenburg was one of the Anglo-Saxon Chronicle. Next is Anglo-Saxon riddles. Riddles was also one of the important characteristics of the Anglo-Saxon literature. And some important riddles were found in the Exter book. Exter book was had also some poems, and important riddles were found in this particular books. And this important book, which is known as Exter book of Anglo-Saxon period, had some secular and religious poems, and also has 94 riddles. This was the collection of the riddles in the particular book, Exter book. Next is biblical paraphrases, one of the most important literary quality or characteristic of this time, that biblical Bible paraphrases were translated in that time, and the novel codex contains some biblical poetic paraphrases which were translated at the time of Anglo-Saxon. Next is Christian prose. Most important, this is the most important, and the most important author of this time was King Alfred the Great, and he's translated Christian prose this and the several books of the Bible, which were biblical paraphrases, and also secular topic, or it has some um, religious topic it has. And King Alfred the Great wanted to restore English culture. That's why he translated the biblical paraphrases and the secular and some kinds of religious stories of the Bible, so that we at the people of Anglo-Saxon time, they can understand the English culture. And next is elegiac poetry, some short poems from the exterior book, which have also discussed, which is known as the elegy or wisdom poetry. It has this book has some elegiac poetry, which are short poems, and also the ruin. Ruin was the poem in which the gloomy mood of the time, and which were telling a story of decay of once glorious city of Roman Britain. The wanderers and seafarer were also elegiac poetry of that time. So most important literary works of the time of Anglo-Saxon were the wanderers, seafarer, and King Alfred the Great was the most important prose writer of the time of Anglo-Saxon, and the novel codex. This was the has also some biblical paraphrases, the ruin, and most important, the Beowulf. These are some important and famous literary works of the Anglo-Saxon period. So overall, if we are discussing the characteristics and the qualities of the Anglo-Saxon literature, then we will found that heroic poetry, riddles, biblical paraphrases or translations, and Christian proses, Christianity related topics, or religious and some secular poems, elegiac poetry were found at the time of Anglo-Saxon literature, because it has not so much literary works written in the period of Anglo-Saxon. That's why we have some few and very important works of this particular time. That's why I have mentioned the important, and I have mention that in bold words so that you can understand what were the important qualities of the characteristics of the important Anglo-Saxon literature. And so, friends, this was all we had in today's video, and I tried to give you a short and brief introduction of the important period of English literature, Anglo-Saxon period, and also told you the characteristics of the literary works written in the period of Anglo-Saxon. And further, we will discuss some other period of the English literature in a detailed way. Till then, thank you very much for watching this. And if you like the video, please press the like button. Also share this with your friends. And if you want any kind of topic to be discussed, please tell me or comment me so that I can make a video on that particular topic also. Thanks a lot for watching this.